What's up, guys? Welcome to CESYK Live. Once again, tonight here, Tuesday night, we're going to talk to Bob Denney, owner of DENNEY Concrete Services. They're in Newcastle, Delaware. The empire this dude has built in his little short time on this earth is amazing, and I can't wait to talk to this guy. The wealth of knowledge that he's gathered and he displays every day is amazing to me. And here he is, Bobby Denney. What's going on, buddy?
Hey, Rocky, how you doing, man?
I'm doing well. I'm doing well. Let's see, it's 7 o'clock there.
Yeah, yes, yep.
Right? Yep. Right on. So are you just getting in? You've been in today? Kind of a good day
I've
for
been in
you,
and out,
bad
man. I
day?
got
How you
home, I
doing
took a
today?
shower. I knew we was going to be doing this, so I tried to get ready a little earlier.
Awesome. Yeah. Right on. Okay, so who's Bobby Denney?
Oh, man. So, man,
Let's
I'll give you
start with how you got into the concrete trade.
So I got into concrete trade. My dad, Bob Denny, he did concrete work as well.
Okay.
He was a form carpenter, and then he started his own business back in 2004 and was doing residential work. But I've worked with him from the time I was old enough to walk.
Nice. So second gen tradesman, no matter what.
Yes, sir.
Before that, was there any tradesmen in the family before that?
Not that I'm aware
Okay.
of. No.
So your dad was the pioneer to the trades.
Yeah, man.
Right on. So you kind of grew up and you take a liking to the concrete aspect, right?
If I'm 100% honest, man, I kind of was forced into it, man. I made some poor choices, and concrete. There's no money like concrete money when you got some negative history.
Yeah, I understand, man.
My options was limited.
Yep. I can't tell you how many people I've talked to that concrete's kind of what saved their life.
It
really.
did.
Yep.
It did.
It started with just a job, and then it turned into a profession, and it's helped people turn their lives around.
It has, man. That's certainly my case, man. For
Awesome.
Sure.
Awesome. So any credentials, anything like that, any certifications?
We have some national ready mix certifications for exterior concrete. I took the ACI certification flat work finisher associate in 2019.
Okay.
I passed that exam.
Yep.
And this year, right, me and three other guys, we took the ACI specialty finisher certification. We haven't got the results back yet, but I believe we passed it. I hope we did anyway.
You feel good about it, right?
Yeah, I feel good about it. There's four of us. I like the odds. One of us is going to make it.
Well, there you go. That's good. At least no matter what, somebody's going to get it. Let me see if I can bring up the live here, see if Mike has it up. That way we can watch for questions along the way. Let me see here. All right, there we go. All right, I got chats up. What's up, guys? We got a few in here. Okay, so let's see, where were we? So DENNEY Concrete, where did this start? How did you make the transition to say, okay, let's do it?
It's going to get me emotional, man, because I was thinking about it earlier. Like I said, man, I came from a real checkered past, man, and in 2018, I kind of came home from doing a long stretch in the penitentiary, man, 8.5 years. And,
okay.
I worked for a guy, and he gave me an opportunity. After all that time, he put me to work doing some prevailing wage work, and I don't know what the wages are over there, but over here, that's a substantial amount of money. It's life-changing money if you do the right things with it. And that guy, he was also in recovery, man. He was the best boss I ever had. And he put me to work on, on some of these school projects. And, I didn't have a license. I didn't have no tools. I didn't have anything, man. I just showed up, worked hard every day. And since that time, since July of 2018, I got my son every weekend. I got a lot of you guys probably see it. I got a high functioning autistic son.
Yep.
Which he's awesome. And because I was so delayed, getting started in life and making right choices, I was trying to catch back up by working on the weekends and doing side work.
Let me stop you. I'm going to lock that statement down because I was so delayed in life to making good choices. That I love that. That's great. Sorry to stop you. I had to lock that into my mind.
Yeah, man, that's the God's honest truth, man. And I was working weekends. I would get my Bobby Fridays. His mom would drop him off to me. She would drop him off to me on a job site after working all day, and I would be trying to do a side job. And about three weeks into a month, Bobby said, "Dad, you got work again this weekend?" And it hit me. I got this kid for 48 hours out of a whole week, and I'm spending out of those 48 hours, 12 hours working, and then now on Sunday I'm tired, and I went in the next day and I told him I gotta give it a shot.
Yeah.
And my
That's
boss, man, this is
awesome.
how cool my boss was. He said, "Well, how long are you gonna be, Bobby? How long can you give me?" I said, however long you need, Danny." He said, "Can you give me till Thursday?" I said, "Absolutely." He said, "Well, come to the shop on Thursday." And when I went to the shop on Thursday, I still got it right here, man. This is the truth. This is the key to his shop that he gave me. He said, "Here, man." He said, "Bobby, whatever you need." He trusted me that much. He said, "Whatever you need, you can use." He said, "Are you
Wow.
taking any of my guys?" I said, "I would never do that, Danny." And I still
Yep.
got the key to his shop, to the same key.
No
And
kidding.
he passed away in 2021, man. But man, I'll never forget him. I got him in my wallet, right next to my dad. Them guys
Yeah.
really gave me a chance, and things came together for me, man.
That's awesome, man. Wow, that's such a cool story. That's the best part about, talking to different people is concrete. People get into concrete from so many different walks of life. You know what I mean? And it's crazy how we all kind of come together.
I love it, man. Like
Yep.
just the common camaraderie that we have, no matter where we go, man. Like we just connect. We connect together, no matter where we are.
Mhm. That's true. That's true. So you talked to your boss, you told him you're going in. What was the next step at that point? Did you have anything? You have a pickup
I had
truck
five jobs,
and
like
a
five
couple of
side
scopes.
jobs.
Yeah, okay.
I had about five side jobs,
Mhm.
but I didn't have no employees,
Okay.
and like some of them were kind of
Yeah.
big. And
Yeah.
man, I'm sitting at the same table that it happened. A guy called me up that was laboring for another guy. Said, "Man, I got fired today because I don't got no license." And I said, "Well, I'll be there to pick you up. I'll be there to pick you up tomorrow." And
Perfect. Yeah.
that's how it went, man.
Nice. So at this point you just start chasing work. Did you have connections already? I
No,
mean,
I
you,
didn't,
you
man. I had five jobs, like I said, lined it up. I started, using social media,
yeah.
stuff like that. I was following concrete everything, and I just
Hmm.
started like doing jobs that would take a couple days and posting my pictures, and then it kind of just started happening.
Yeah.
Just a little
Yeah.
at a time, one or two jobs, nothing too big. Like they were talking about, he was talking about Rick Thomas was talking about on his interview, like jobs you can handle.
Yeah, yeah, exactly. So, like you said in the beginning, the first five jobs, it was kind of just you. And I know a lot of guys are thinking about, should I make this step? Should I jump in feet first? And one thing I always say is, if you're going to start your business, you need to be willing to do everything by yourself.
There's going to be a
Paperwork,
day.
clean the tools, pour the concrete. You know what I mean? Because you never
Yes,
know when it could happen. If you want to maintain your company, it could be just you.
there's going to be
So,
some days like that.
yeah,
That's a fact.
yep, yep. So that's one of the things. That's one of the first things I always tell people.
I'll tell you what I did do, man. Because I always had like a hope maybe or a dream at
Hmm.
one point. I when I was working for Danny, I got my credit right.
Hmm.
I never had no credit prior to that, so I got a prepaid credit card. I paid on it.
Hmm.
I paid my bills all on time. That way when it did come time, I had good credit. Which is
Yep,
huge starting a
yep,
business. Not that I
yep.
needed the credit yet, but if you ever go legit and want to buy a piece of equipment, you you have to have something on paper. You have to have
That's
something that
right.
says you're going to pay your
Yep,
bill.
exactly, exactly. So you jump in. You start. You got your five side jobs here. You start advertising a little bit. What do you have equipment wise during this time? Are you renting or are
Now,
you?
right now we own we in some payments on some things. We have a mini excavator, a sanding mini excavator.
Okay,
We got about another 9 months for that's paid off. We have
nice.
a Kubota S95.
Okay.
We got about a year and that's paid off.
Nice. So
We
you're
have
you're definitely what you're making, you're definitely putting it right back
Oh yeah,
into
I'm broke.
the
I mean, like
company.
money wise, like bank account wise, we like there's not a lot there, but asset wise, like we got a future, and
Right,
that's how I
right,
feel about it.
right.
So
And how many guys do you have?
we have 10 guys.
10 guys, right on. So is that plus you or is that
Yeah, that's counting me as
okay?
well. Yeah, that's
Right
counting
on.
me.
And
We
that's
got a
obviously
nice
a tight
lineup as
knit
far as
group.
like our riders and stuff like that. I mean, our
Hmm.
finishing flat work, man. I've started working for this guy, and we were supplementing his crew, his flat
Hmm.
work crew. And then it got to the point where it was just like, it was a really pain in the behind for him to keep his crew that he had,
Yeah.
you know, because we know how this thing
Oh,
goes, man. It's hard to,
yeah.
you know, the thing that made us valuable is that we got guys that operate, guys that form up, and guys that we do it all. You know, we don't have just a finishing crew. We're all concrete guys. And so we were able to help him with his pours. And then he just said, you know what? I'd rather just sub the work to you, man. And, you know, I'll make me an offer on this equipment. I'll finance you. And, you know, then we just kind of, and that was a big, scary thing, Rocky. I ain't gonna lie to you, man. I lost sleep over it. I prayed about it. And I said, you know what? I'm going to bet on myself, man, one time.
Yeah. Wow. Wow,
And so,
man. That's
along with that package, it came a laser screed. It came a 10-foot pan machine, an 8-foot pan machine, a couple other riders. You know, so we have a really tight arsenal of equipment: soft cut saws, 2 trucks.
yeah. What
know,
are you
like,
guys running for trucks?
Most of them are F550s, but my mom foreman Matt, he got a Chevy 3500 that he loves. We call
Now,
it the
did
school
he ask
bus.
for that? That's what he wanted, and you hooked him up.
Well, I told him if he gets his license, I'll get him a truck, and then that's what I did. He got his license, man, and he got his truck.
That's
And I said,
awesome,
you
man.
can pick
I'm
whatever
coming to
one you
work for
wanted,
you.
man.
I'm coming to work for you.
Come
That's
on.
it.
Come on. We'd take you. Oh, we'd have fun. We'd have a blast.
Yeah,
That's for sure, man.
Yep. I want a Ram 3500. I'll be happy.
Yo, hey, come on. We got one. We'll find one. If we ain't got one, we'll find one.
Yeah. Right on. So how many riders do you guys have?
We have 9 altogether.
Nice. And the majority
You know,
of them are Allen, right?
the majority are out. We have one Whiteman.
One
Some of them are
Whiteman.
old, man.
Yeah, I like them. They're the stick machines. I noticed. I was looking at some pictures, and I personally I like the sticks, but I know some guys like their hydros. So, yep. What do you
Both.
prefer?
We like them both.
Yeah,
They all have their purposes, I
of
think.
course,
The Whitman, actually, I met from a guy on here.
Oh, really?
Yep.
Let's talk about that
Wayne.
right now, since you bring that up. Let's talk about that. I noticed the connections that you've made with CESYK and the way that you've filled in for work and the way you've had guys help you out with work. Man, it's amazing. Let's talk about that.
I'm telling you from the very beginning, like I was thrilled by this. When I stumbled across this, it was like, this is for me. This is like even prior to being part of admin or anything like that, I was always on this site daily a lot and looking for guys in my area. I see where they're from, where they comment on, and I'll reach out. I'll send them a friend request, and following each other's journeys. Because like I said, I was following Ben Bass's journey from the time I signed on. I remember being at the World of Concrete in 2019. I'm like, that's Ben Bass sitting right there. Like he was sitting with Michael Simcoe. I was like, oh my God, looking at these dudes like celebrities, and we had never met yet. Dude, I'm serious, man.
Yeah.
And so, it gave me the courage to walk up to them and meet them and find like they're just regular guys like the rest of us. You know what I mean? Like it was awesome to be able to do that. Rebecca Fiscardo and Gaetano, I mean, like just meeting them guys, following each other's journeys on social media, and then being at an event like the World of Concrete or Decocrete or one of those avenues or like some Flatwork King event, and like putting a face with a name and getting to shake hands.
Yeah.
We've went out and worked with them like side by side, and when you work side by side with somebody in the concrete, like there's a bond. It's almost unbreakable.
Yep.
I don't care who it is, man. It's like it's that brotherhood and sisterhood. It's just like that's my people. You know what I mean?
And a lot you wouldn't understand that unless you're in it. You can't look from the outside and understand that. You have to be in it.
No, we're not competitors. We're all in this together.
Yeah,
it's hard enough. Our job is hard enough.
Yep, exactly. So let's see. I wanted to ask you. I know one thing you'd posted about in the group was how to get what was it off of the stainless Ardex. You had Ardex on stainless. Did you get that off?
My brother Michael, like we went to a job and somehow they guys was working late and it was at a gore plant here in Delaware or right in Maryland, and these guys are super safe. Everything has to be pre-planned. You have to have everything open and shut down. There's like a big process to work and doing some of the works there. And so the GC that we were working for, they're like, all right, clean everything up. Well, it got late and we couldn't see. And so Ardex, like it was on the glove of your hand and it grabbed their hand at the railing and it just was on there stuck, man. And the guy came out there and was like, we have to do something about this. We are not replacing these railings. And I was like, it was a product out of Texas, man. It's like blast. It was like a blast off type product, but it was called Amazing Green. It had a picture of the Incredible Hulk on there. I got
Okay.
I haven't signed up for the thing, but it really worked. They took it off. My brother went over there, cleaned it off. It didn't stain the Ardex overlay, and when we were done, it was as clean as new.
Really?
Yep.
You just spray it on and wipe off?
Yeah, we sprayed it on with a foam sprayer, so
okay.
it didn't drip. You know,
Mm-hmm.
so it kind of sat on there and just
sat
there, foamed up
yeah.
a little bit, and then we let it sit. It said do it 3 times, and by the second time, it was all off.
No kidding.
Yeah, man.
So what did you call it?
It was like it was like a blast off product. If I can shoot, I'll put it on Concrete Everything when we're done, because I have to look at the website, because what happened was I left it outside and the tag fell off, but I know what it is because they Ancam. It's like Ancam. It was a product by Ancam in Texas.
Yeah, I've heard of them. Right on. Huh. I'm going to have to, because that's one of the questions people are always asking, you know, what takes this off, what takes that off.
Yeah, it was really cool stuff. And it was like it wasn't like not acid. It didn't harm the stainless steel. Right. Because I actually shot the question on Concrete Everything and said, hey, make sure you don't do that and make sure you don't do this. Right. I guess, you know, from their stuff. So I was like, all right, well, I know what not to try.
Right. At least you had some direction, right?
Yeah, exactly. That's the best. That's like the best part about this, taking advantage of this. You know, sometimes we don't want to look dumb and ask stupid questions, but if somebody's done it, why not? We got 150,000 people. Right. Somebody's done something, you know, out there.
Somebody's messed it up.
Yes. Yeah, we all messed it up. I mean, a lot. That's how we learn. That's how I learn.
Yep. It's never messed up until you can't fix it.
Yeah, exactly.
So what are you guys doing in the winter? Are you pounding it out, blankets and all?
We're pounding it out, man. We haven't done too much residential work. A few little small projects here and there when the weather was pretty decent. But we've been doing all commercial work. We've been actually doing a lot of prep work for a school in Pennsylvania, and it's kind of been filling our whole schedule, because we were just doing the place and finish work. Yeah. But I guess scheduling, and they're like, hey, can you come in and help us prep? So that's kind of been keeping my guys busy. And then, you know, my regular GCs that we work for, you know, they still have pours here and there. What we'll do is we'll break guys up, man. A guy will call me up and say, hey, I need 2 finishers, or hey, I need 3 guys for one day, you know, and we'll do what we have to do to stay busy, man. Right. You know, whether we have to travel some or not.
Right on. So you are traveling. You're not afraid to travel.
Oh, not at all. Ask Rebecca. Yeah. we had a pour in Philly at the Greyhound station, and somehow it got switched up, and I had already talked to Gaetano a week ahead of time, so we were going to West Virginia. Well, we didn't end up getting done our pour until 6 in Philly. 6-hour trip to West Virginia. Then Concrete was at 3. So we got there at 1 in the morning. These guys, these soldiers that I got, man, these guys did not bat an eye, man. They jumped in the trucks, they rode out there, they gave it 110 on both days, you know, and we made some really, really good connections. And we did what we said we were going to do. We showed up on time, and with a crew of guys and some good equipment, and we got it done.
Awesome.
And, it's just awesome, man.
Heck yeah. Let's see. Mike posted that. Was it Knox Creek? Is that what you said it was?
It's not Knox Creek. It's a product similar to it.
All right. He posted some Knox Creek.
I will certainly I will get the name of it, because it's in my email. I'll get the email once we get off. I'll check it out. I should have already done that, but I hadn't, because I was supposed to fill out the application for the lady. She sent me a free sample.
Okay.
Yeah, so it really worked. I told her, I'm like, yo, this stuff really works. But not enough for me to fill out the application.
Most companies don't hear good feedback. They only hear this stuff's horrible. So
yeah,
good feedback's good.
Well, they were confident because they sent it in the mail, they shipped it and all that.
Right on. So what's the biggest pour that you guys hopped in on?
So I guess square footage wise, we poured 23,000 square foot in a day. I posted on that on there. Man. It was a doozy of a day in Philly, man. Yeah, they put 2% retarder in it, and was supposed to have 2% accelerator. Well, they caught it at 300 yards and added the accelerator in the last 80 yards. So we had a wet floor, and then the back end was hard. Oh man.
Wow. Were there doors back there?
No, you couldn't get to it. You had to ride through it. We had to slop it up. Yeah, we had to slop it up and just try to make the best of it. You couldn't even
Man,
get around
that makes
the
sense.
back of it because with the lift to shoot a machine over there.
Yeah. How did you guys get the Crete in?
Oh,
Pump?
we pumped it. Yeah, we pumped it. We had to move the pump twice
Okay.
because it
Okay.
was like an
Line
L shape.
pump or conveyor pump or conveyor
No,
truck
just a
or what?
regular pump. I think it was a 52 meter.
Okay.
Yep.
Right on. And that the pump went all smooth, laid down okay. It was just
Yeah, yeah.
mix was
It was a
bad.
guy. He's on here. The company that we did it for. Both of the people that we did the job for, they're on here, and the guy that ran the pumps on here, Joey
Okay.
D'Alessano. It was his pump. Him
Okay.
and his pump guy, and the other
Right on.
company that it was Vito Braccia and Vito Braccia Senior. Man, them guys, they've given us a lot of work, man, and they've treated us really, really good. And
Right
it's
on.
awesome, like how this network just comes together.
Right.
I'm
Right.
serious, man. It just goes in a circle.
So who laid it all down on that big pour? Who's
We
greeted?
did. We
You
placed and
guys.
finished it. Yep, they
So
prepped it, and we placed and finished it.
what do you guys have for laser screed?
We have Samara 940, but that was
Okay.
we hand stuck that. We was all vibra screeded. Yeah.
Really? Man, you boys were working, huh?
Oh yeah, we were working for sure. We had a good
You
group of
had all
guys out there,
10,
man.
all 10 guys on it?
Yeah, we had all our 10 guys there, and I brought in some additional um I believe Mike Palumbo might have been on this port, and another guy, Dylan Sparks. I think he was there from the page.
Okay.
You know, like because I reached out, I was like, "Hey guys, we're in the area if you want to work." You know, and they both came out, showed up, man, and really, helped us out a lot on that day. That's
Right.
what I'll do. I'll bring in guys by the day, to help us on a big
For
pour.
sure. And most concrete guys are that way. Hey,
Yeah,
make it
yeah.
worth my while today and I'll be there.
You have to.
So,
I
yeah.
mean, you almost
Yeah.
have to. You get.
Yep.
I think you treat them good, and they get out there. We have a good
Mhm.
time. And
Yep.
once they're done, or you can let them go. You let them go. They don't have to stay all the way to
For
the end. You
sure.
know what I
For sure.
mean?
And that's part of it. You cut guys as needed. So,
Yeah, exactly.
yep.
Yep. I feel like if you pay them good, they come when you need them.
That's it.
You know?
Exactly. So what's your process, your finishing process? You got your pan machine, your big pan machine. Combos after your pans, is that what you're
Yep.
doing? And
Yeah,
then finish blades,
we usually combo it out.
comboed out.
Burn it up.
Okay.
And now some of the floors we've used some of the poly blades to burn it out
Yep.
when they can't have no marks or anything like that.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
But yeah, that's usually our process.
Combo it out.
Yep.
Yep. And that's the economical way to do it, right? I mean,
Yeah. Yep.
you don't have to have one more machine that's got finished
Yeah,
blades
it's
on it or
versatile.
whatever.
It can
Yep.
close up and finish at the same time. We have guys that like
Yep.
certain machines and stuff like that. We did do a pour one time, which was probably our largest pour. It was 600 yards, but it was placing it, and it was like a footing, but it had to be like hand struck. It was down in like the Baltimore area with a company
It had
from
to be
guy on
hand
here.
struck.
Yeah, we had to strike. It had all these humps and valleys in it. It was a big footer.
Wow. Yeah.
Man, it was a
Oh
lot.
man.
600 yards of nonstop pumping, man, and it was really high strength concrete. Everybody had concrete burns. It was a tough one.
That's it. Milwaukee, not a sponsor yet.
They should be. They should be.
Now,
Lots of
if
guys.
anybody's in Milwaukee rep, let me try out one of them battery machines.
Yeah, we want to
I
try.
want to.
We want to demo the plate tamp, the rider. Do they got battery powered riders yet?
If not, they need to. Let's
They
see.
will.
There we go. Milwaukee next. If there's any
They got the
reps
walk
in
behind. That's
there.
for sure.
Yeah. Yep. No, I do. I have you tried one of those machines? Have you seen them or heard of them?
Not in a practical application, just at the World of
Yeah.
Concrete.
Yeah.
I would love to, but I can't be the first investor.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like we've had jobs where
did
they
you
would really
operate it?
do what?
Did you operate it at the World of Concrete?
I did. It operated the same. I
Yeah.
just didn't get to run it for 45 minutes or whatever, trying to close up a little hole.
Right.
So
Right. Now, what about the battery screeds? Have you used one of those?
I haven't used them. I should, because it seems like ours break down every time.
Now, I got a good friend who has the Milwaukee, and he loves it. He swears by it. He said that they'll run on one charge. He's poured 3 or 4 floors and never even had to recharge it. He said because you use it and you're only pulling 16 foot at a time or whatever, and then you shut it off. So, and you just set it over there. It's not using any juice while it's sitting there. So
Yeah, I
whatever the
got you.
run,
That makes sense.
he said whatever the run time is, 30 minutes or whatever, that's not 30 minutes constant. You're running 5 minutes at a time.
Yeah,
So
I would definitely be interested in it, man, because
yeah,
I've had a lot of problems with the gas and the motors, sitting
yep,
outside in the back of the trucks, just catching some rain and stuff like that.
Yep.
Seems like every pour we're working on one, even if it's brand new.
Yep. And then if the guy who mixed the gas didn't mix it good, then it's got too much. You're fouling plugs.
Yeah,
Yeah, something. Yeah, no, I'm pretty excited about that. I want to give that a shot. He said he'd let me try it out, so I'm pretty
I
excited.
certainly would, man.
So are you a Milwaukee guy? DeWalt? What's your
We
thing?
run DeWalt.
Yeah.
I was trying to figure out a way because all our tools keep ending up on the same trucks. And the guys grab this guy's battery. I don't know how to figure out a solution for that. So I thought about maybe putting Milwaukee in one truck,
Yep.
DeWalt in another, and Makita in another. But then you
Yep.
got all them different chargers.
Yep. Well, I work for a company here close to me, Lexville, and one of the things they did is every truck had its own brand. That truck was Milwaukee. That truck, and he did that, and everybody had their own chargers. You know what I mean? So, and nobody got anything mixed up.
Yeah,
He'd
that's
try to do the, write the number, write the truck on it, and that
we do
doesn't
the
work.
paint thing, right? And so if you just scratch the paint, you'll see 3 different color paints: green,
Exactly.
red,
Right.
green.
Right. Right. Yep. So no, that was one thing I really liked about that is everybody had their own, brand that they stuck with. And of course, I'm a Milwaukee guy, so
Yeah.
everything is Milwaukee.
I'll be honest, man. I have it. My brother-in-law, he's a plumber. He runs Milwaukee. He has Milwaukee everything. I mean, he has Milwaukee pens. It doesn't matter what if it's Milwaukee, he has it. He got Milwaukee
Yeah, I'm saying.
seat covers. But
You too.
but we've used DeWalt just because they're durable, man.
Right.
And
Right.
the company I had before, they had DeWalt, so it was like I would interchange batteries and stuff after work and bring them in and
Yep.
swap them out.
Right.
So
Right.
kind of just want. That's why I did it.
Yeah. DeWalt's good, man. I mean, they're the OGs. You know what I mean? Other than Makita, and then they kind of fell off, but now they're coming back. Have you tried any of the new Makita stuff?
I tried the Makita jackhammer, but nothing touches that Hilti. That Hilti 300, that
Mm-hmm.
3000. There isn't any tool out there that could touch that. I don't think that's not air.
Well, that's kind of how it starts, right? When you talk about the battle between the battery power tools, it's like Hilti or any power tool, I guess, for that matter. Hilti, and then everybody else is down here. This is better, that's better, but like Hilti's the top of everything.
Yeah, but you like you said, and you pay for it. Not everybody can start out having Hilti tools. That's for
That's it.
sure.
Right, right. Yep. So, what's behind the scenes? Who handles behind the scenes for you? All the paperwork, all the bids, all the chasing work.
I do most of that stuff myself, man. My brother helps
Yeah.
me a lot. We're just in the process this year of hiring a office manager.
Okay.
Alicia, she helped out a lot, did a tremendous amount of emails and bids and send stuff and licenses and stuff like that needed to be done. She would take care of.
Mm-hmm.
But my brother's been doing. We have actually a handwritten estimate that we go out with on residential jobs.
Okay.
Where we can write it up right there and give it to them because that way it's one less step we have to do later on.
Right.
And it's like
For
a
sure.
carbon copy. I got a copy. The field has a copy, and the customer gets a copy. It's got the drawings on there. It's really cool.
Yeah.
It tells you what materials you need, what equipment we need, what the dimensions are, and the customer signs it. And there's no, because my first year, I would just give a bid, and then I would never keep like 20 by 24. And you get out there, and they're like, "No, I thought we were coming over to here," and I would just not argue and say, "Okay, we'll go over to there." But I know in my head that wheel was 20 by 24.
Right.
So I kind of cut that out by just like putting this here. And if you want to go over 24, we can. But this is what the bid was for.
Right. Draw it out. It's right here.
Yeah, it's right here. They have a copy, and I have a copy.
That's something I never thought to do is so you get out, you pull your measurements and everything, you get in the truck and write it up. Is that
it has it has a little grid on there. And you could draw it right up. I think I got one right here. You want me to show you?
Sure.
I don't know.
Let's do it. Wish I had some elevator music to play right now. That's Jeopardy, right? All right, let me look through some of these comments.
Probably, you won't be able to read the words, right? But it has a grid on there, right?
Okay.
So we draw the project up on that, and then down in here, if you see, it has all the stuff we need, what type of project it is, how many yards, what color, if it's stamped, they sign it. Here's all the stuff that like what we're going to need, like such as it's 4 inches? Is it 5 inches? Is it 6 inches? 4,000 air, non-air? Is it a footing? You know, all the stuff that just describes it. We just check it right off.
Wow, this is huge. Let me see that again. Where is this something you made up, or is this a?
No, there's actually a guy that we did some work for. Like, this isn't my idea. This was his idea back when he used to run residential
Okay,
work. But he got out of
that's
residential work.
nice.
He's like, Bobby,
Yeah,
this is what I used to do.
yeah.
Yep.
So you just take this with you to your bids, and you hop out and you do your
Yeah,
stuff. You get in the
I
truck and
got
you
these
check
made. It
boxes.
was a couple bucks to have them made because it's a carbon copy. It's 3 of them. So we keep the white one.
Uh-huh.
The customer, the shop guy gets to keep this. Like, if it's Matt, my foreman, I'll give him this drawing. He'll go out on a job. That way he knows exactly what it is and where it's coming
Yeah.
from. And then the customer gets this one.
Perfect.
So yeah, it was a really cool thing, man. And I was so glad that he shared it with me. It was a guy that he'd been around for a long time in our area, Dominic Papa. He sat down and I said, would you mind if I had a copy of it? He said, nah, go ahead and just alter it to your name and your stuff. And it was really cool. He really thought it out because it has everything in there. Is it exposed aggregate? Is it stamped? Is it California swirl, picture frame, hard trowel finish? You know, all those things are on there.
Yeah.
Is it rebar 12 inches on center? Is it fiber mesh? I mean, all the options for jobs are on there.
Nice.
Got their
That's
name,
clever.
their address.
Yep.
I'll take a clearer picture and I'll post it if you want.
For sure. If you could do that, we could put it in the files.
Yeah, that would be perfect. A lot of times I don't think of that kind of stuff because you know, I don't. It's just
now
I have no problem sharing it though. It was really cool.
Yeah, we get a lot of requests for that type of stuff. You know, contracts and rain
I actually got my
contracts.
contract off of here.
Yeah,
My contract that I used, it came from the files.
There you go.
And Alicia, she typed it up. Like, she went through, she edited everything. The guy said we could use it. He said he had it paid for by a lawyer. And then we went through and we put DENCON in everything, and it covers everything, especially for residential.
Yep. There's a lot of good stuff. For those of you watching that don't know, it's the files tab, I think, at the top of the page. There's all kinds of good stuff in there.
Yep.
So are you guys offering warranty stuff? I know.
Yeah. So we can't warranty the concrete, but we'll warranty if it cracks and it gets wider than, I tell them, a dime. And we'll come back if they want to. I tell them, but it's hard to fix a crack without drawing more attention to it.
You're right.
You know, that's the first thing I tell a customer, like, your concrete's going to crack, and they look at you like, what do you mean? I said, it's going to crack, and it's probably going to crack within the first 72 hours.
Right.
But we're going to try to make it crack where we want it to. It doesn't always listen to us, but I'll try my best to make it crack where we want it to. And if you know, if it does crack, does open, then we'll go back and take it out and replace it. But if it doesn't open up, because we typically use fiber mesh in most of our things, wire and fiber mesh. You know, it keeps it from opening up some.
Yep. Right on.
Yeah, man. That's our warranty. We warranty everything for a year, and if a customer calls me up, we'll still go back there, man. Even if it's it just keeps them happy. A lot of times, what I found is that the customers, they're not even upset about it. They just want to know that they paid the money, and if they call about something, that you will answer the phone.
Right.
By their house, and you're like, okay, no worries. I'm like, well, you know, that's pretty typical, or that is a control joint. That's where it's supposed to crack.
Right.
You know, they're like, oh, okay, cool. Oh, all right. I just didn't know.
Yep. They just want somebody to explain it to them.
Yeah, somebody answer the phone that they paid. You know what I mean?
Yep.
It's not that just lets it go to voicemail and the text and don't ignore them.
Right.
You know, just want to be heard, basically.
Yep. So, are you doing home shows?
No, we haven't done any home shows.
Advertising.
Our advertising was Facebook, and then I did a small campaign with a guy that I met, but I just didn't get no leads from it. I'll tell you what I do though. I have yard signs that we started using, and it's tied right directly to our website and to our creek quote. Aaron Keenis, so they can ride by and say, who did that, and scan it, and it takes them right to that. It like just streamlines them right to that website, and then they can punch in their own information and at least get a ballpark figure of what they're looking at, because you know, a lot of times customers don't know how much concrete costs.
Right.
You know, and then it's like, if you want to come out, and then they'll follow up. If they go in there and request a quote, I'll just follow up with hey, I seen that you just recently did a creek quote request. If you would like an on-site consultation, then you know, give me a call to schedule it. And then usually we get them jobs, because if they call up, they already know what the ballpark figure is. And then, you know, not that I'm a good salesman, but I'll go out there and I'll address what they need to do and tell them, like, hey, look, this is what we can do, this is what we offer, and we'll take care of it.
Right, right. So let's see. What do you guys do for, let's see, what do you guys do for past due jobs? So, so
Pass.
when you're falling behind, I take it. What are you guys doing for that kind of stuff?
So here's one of the things I do, like how we handle that. We do primarily. We started out all residential. We've kind of gravitated to commercial,
Hmm.
and I explained to the customers like, hey guys, like this, we're in an accidental transition from residential to commercial. We love doing residential work, but I can't give you a start date. What I can do is this is a 2-day project, and when we have one of these jobs that cancel, we'll fit you in there. Now, if you have a specific date, like my nephew's party or something like that, we'll do our best to accommodate that,
Right.
to get it in there somehow.
Hmm.
But I say, hey, work with me, right? And you'll get a call from me. We don't take any money to get on the schedule, to get on the books, which I think that kind of works well in that situation, because if you give somebody the money and then they don't show up when they're supposed to, then it's a problem. But
Yeah.
if you're communicating and say, hey guys, we're really busy. I know we're supposed to start on the 13th, but it looks like we're not going to get there to the end of the month, and they haven't paid you yet. Their worst case scenario is that they push it to someone else, but at least they have their money, and it's you know, it's just that's how it's been working for us.
So let's talk about that little the site that you have, because I noticed that on your Facebook page. Is that something you had worked up? Is it somebody you know that created that? Where'd that come from? That's pretty cool.
So the Creek quote is from Aaron Keenis. He owns Aegis Concrete. He
Okay.
developed that software. I met him at the Deco Creed a couple years ago,
Okay.
and he kind of sold me on it,
Yeah.
and I wasn't sure. I was trying to find a way to, because we travel all around. So like you get these calls, and you're like I said, I'm still working in the field most of the days,
Right.
and
Right.
so I just said, all right, anything to try to save some time or try to get some of the jobs. And like once he explained it and we got everything up and running, um, it really was helpful. And then you just put your markup on there and make it worth it. And my sister's the one that found out about the QR code and put it on our website. Or I mean, on our sign. You know
Okay.
what I mean? Where they could just,
Yeah.
I don't know about all that kind of
Right.
stuff.
Right. That's
So
huge. So you already said that the traffic that you're getting from that they usually are buyers because they already have an idea what the price is and whatever. So that in itself makes it kind of worth it.
yeah, for me it is. And then not just that, if we put them up at one of these really nice jobs that we just did, they ride past and they see our work.
Right.
So it's not
Right.
just like at a random sign they're scanning and getting a QR code. They're like, oh, who did that work?
Mhm.
Oh, I like that.
Yep.
And then bam, it takes them right to it.
That's genius. I love it. That's huge.
That wasn't my thinking. I can tell you that.
Well, that's good. It's good to have good people around you, right?
Yeah, yeah.
Past due accounts. So that's one thing I was going to ask you. So you're transitioning to a lot of more commercial stuff, and I know a lot of commercials will do 60 days, 90 days, and
Be
that's
ready.
I know with
All I
10
can say is be
guys
ready to pay.
with
You know, my biggest thing with that is like if we're communicating, as long as I'm not getting a runaround and you say, hey, look, this is what's going on. I need an extra month. I have no problem, but especially with customers that they treat you well. They've been, you know, we built ourselves up with these customers. We have
Mhm.
pretty much the same ones. Do you know
Right.
what I mean? So if
Yep.
one of them is 45 or 65 days out, I haven't had a problem where if I called up and said, hey man, I'm really in a bind for some money, I've gotten a check cut. Do you know what I mean? And
Yeah. Yep.
they're not using me to finance their project. It's just they might be waiting on some money,
Right.
and they know
Right.
if I get in a bind, they'll pay it in a
Yep.
heartbeat. They'll say, "Hey, Bobby, I know we owe you this. Bam, here you go." They've never have not. How about that? So we're at a 30-day pay, but sometimes it goes over to 60 days and 90 days. But nothing more too far than that.
Okay. So have you ever had an issue with a homeowner not paying?
No homeowner, no,
Yeah.
nope. I had
Yeah.
one builder
Good.
that didn't pay.
A builder,
One
no kidding.
One builder, yeah. And it was a really pretty project, man. And I was sad because we had to walk away from it because they didn't want to pay it up to the rest of it. And I was just like, I will gladly fix these issues that you have, but I need to be paid for what was already done.
Hmm.
I said, if I'm going to lose this amount of money, if I'm going to lose 10 grand, I'm not doing another $7,000 worth of work and losing 17 grand. So
Right.
I kind of had to like draw it there in the line, and it sucked because I wanted to fix the homeowner stuff, and it was a pretty job. There was
Right.
just it got some cracks in it, and it was not we put control joints, it cracked. You know, it was one of those things that they did
Do
not
all you can
understand. The
do.
homeowner was fine, and the builder dropped a 8x8 pressure treated post on the corner of one of our cantilever stamp steps, because all my pictures prior to that, the corner's there. And then he's like, I don't know what happened here. I said, man, look, you know, it's the same concrete as your sidewalk and the wall.
Yeah.
It's the same exact mix. Like, he was like
Yep.
suggesting that I use some subpar mix or like just basic mortar. You know, just pour the whole step in mortar. I said, nah.
Okay.
Yeah. So, but I mean, other than that, I haven't had any issues, man. Not at all.
Right on. Right on. So what's family for you?
Oh,
You
family's
kids?
everything, man.
Yeah.
That's you know, if I look back, man, like my dad, he was trying his best to get me and my brother to fall in line and do the right thing. You know, he was trying to do that for us.
Mhm.
My brother and I weren't ready to, you know, to walk that path yet, so we had to take our own journeys. But
Mhm.
you know, we've talked about this and always wanted this forever, man. And then to have my brother alongside me as my partner is just fucking awesome. I mean, just awesome. Do you know
Yeah.
what I mean? It's like,
Yeah.
you know, we used to dream and think about this long, cold nights, man, and just say maybe one day, never to this scale. We just wanted to get out, pour some driveway, sidewalks, some
Right.
steps, you know, and just work together and pour concrete
Right.
and do right. We just wanted to do right,
Yep.
you know, make
So
those
your
people that was
brother's
betting on us
alongside.
proud.
Yeah. So your brother's alongside you.
Absolutely, yeah. He's my right
Obviously,
hand.
he grew up the same way you did. He finishes the same way you do. So it's huge to have that kind of person right next to you, ride or
Me and
die.
Michael, we're a little bit different, but we complement each other. You know,
Okay.
for
Yeah.
the perfect example, I'm always early, ready to go, ahead of time thinker. My brother's a little bit later, but he stays later than anybody,
Yeah.
and he has a different set of skills that help him problem solve differently than I would.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yeah. That's
So,
huge.
and I probably don't give him enough slack. I'm probably on him a little more than I should be, but he's my brother, and I
Of
love him.
course.
You know,
Of
and
course.
but I'm really proud of him because he's walked the same journey as I
Yeah.
had, and I told him what he needed to do when upon his release, like, look, man, go work for somebody else. You can't just come here and be a boss and be an owner. I need to make sure that you're working. We're on the same page here. I
Yeah.
need to know that you're willing to put in the same effort I am.
For
You know, because
sure.
this is my life. I love this, Rocky. I mean, you
Right.
know, it's who I
Yeah.
am, and he has.
That's awesome. So is it a younger brother?
Yeah, but he looks older.
That's what I say about my younger brother too.
He's probably on here.
Right on.
Nah,
That's
but my
pretty cool,
family's
man.
everything, man. I got my mom and my sister and my brother, my nieces, my son Bobby. Like I said, it's like, you know,
Yeah.
for me, family's
Yeah.
huge. It's
Yeah.
the most important thing in my life, even prior to you know, more than concrete, which is a
And
lot.
and like you said earlier, that's what pushed you into the whole concrete in the
Yeah.
beginning,
Yep.
to make your own
Yep.
company. So
Yep. I
right
mean,
on.
it's just I loved it, man.
So what's the future hold for Bobby Denny?
So, you know, we got like a long-term plan with my guys, like me and Jeff, Matt. Like when we first started, like our thing was like, all right, let's shoot for some goals, man. You know, let's try to get into some of the commercial work. Let's try to get into some of this prevailing wage work. We started a 401k, which was, for me, was huge for my guys,
Mm-hmm.
because it's for all of us. Like I want this to be the long haul. Our next
Right.
thing, employee-wise, is health insurance. We're looking at hopefully by 5 years, if everything continues to go the way it is, we'll have health insurance, because
Mm-hmm.
I want that stuff for these guys.
Right.
Um,
Yep.
I think we're going to continue to grow. This year was the first time we did two simultaneous pours. You know, one was 15,000 and another was 5,000 square feet, which the 5,000 doesn't seem like a lot, but it was a lot of work. It was a lot of hand
Yeah.
screeding and slopes and drains.
Uh-huh.
And, you know, I'm a nervous wreck because I like to be on the job. You know, I really
Yeah.
am.
Yep.
I'm like hands on, and, you know, not that them guys can't do it without me, but I just like being there. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And so
Yep.
I was like a nervous wreck doing these two pours this day, and but we got it done, and everything, you know, turned out really good. So,
So where do you find 10 good guys to do this kind
um,
of beautiful work you're putting out?
so the guys that I got, man, they're like top notch. I'm serious.
Right.
I mean,
Right.
and everybody
And it's
plays such a crucial part. Like
yeah.
Matt's my superintendent, right? I'd like to say he's the brains behind the work getting done, because he can come as soon as he gets to a job site, he can analyze it and break it down like a field general and already know who's going to do what. Do you know what
Right.
I mean?
Yep.
He Jeff, he's my logistic guy. He's my right hand. He's my oldest employee. He's my logistics guy. He figures out how we're going to get what we need to get where and what needs to go on what trailer. He's got a CDL, so he's super important. And he makes sure all our stuff gets there. Then we got Jay Bird, who he is our mechanic and a top finisher. You know what I mean? Like, he's our mobile mechanic. He fixes every single thing every single day because every single thing breaks. No, I'm teasing. But
That's how it is.
you know, we got Brandon. He's our head laborer / finisher. He's moving up the labor pool to be the finisher.
Nice.
You know, and he keeps us moving, keeps everybody going. We got Jake, Matt's brother, who's the master carpenter. Like, he can look at something and know exactly how it needs to be built and what materials that we need. You know, my brother gets every single thing there, stays late, keeps the guys going, tries to keep an eye on the money and stuff like that, make sure that we got more work coming, and is willing to, you know, just stay super late.
Yeah.
You know, and some of the other, and all the guys together, man, they just mesh so well.
Man, what a team. Man. That's like the dream team,
it
man. This
like
terrific 10.
It's really cool. A lot of my guys were in recovery, man, and it's like, for me, it's super important to give guys a second chance. You know, because somebody gave me a second chance. You know, so I think it's important to, like, just if someone's struggling to get their life together, you know, we're most of us are the hardest workers. You know, we had to work hard, and you know, once we put that other stuff down, it opens up a whole nother world of what's out there and what's available. You know, because that same drive that you have for the negative stuff goes towards the positive stuff. Helps you get a new truck. It helps you pay for it. It helps you show up. It helps you be responsible.
Right on. Exactly, man. So where do you look to grow in 2024?
What we're really working on is trying to get better on some of these flat floors and get our numbers higher. Okay. You know what I mean? Because when we bought the laser screed, there was no proper training. We got a guy that we're going to use to come down and train us. Okay. But from the site, but we just bought this stuff, and we're just
jumped in feet first with no proper training on this thing, and you're hitting the numbers you're hitting already.
Some of them,
them were some good numbers.
Sometimes we had some that we didn't hit the numbers, and you know, I don't think I posted them on there, but
well, you know, you can. I usually try to not post my mistakes.
Don't hire us. We ain't gonna hit the numbers.
I know some of the guys. AJ, when he messes up, he'll post it because. And that's how he started this group, right? It was let's learn from each other's mistakes, like we talked earlier.
Yeah, we've never done commercial floors. None of the guys that have been on my job, like, we've never done commercial floors before prior to this 3 years.
Really?
We've been in business for 3 years.
That was going to be one of my questions. So 3 years you've built the empire you've built. This is amazing.
It's like a machine. It's like a family. I feel like it's a family. It's not an empire. It's like a family. You know what I mean?
I like that better.
But that's how it feels to me. But so it started going, and we were helping that guy, like I said, and that's when we were starting to get our feet into some commercial work. We were assisting their crew.
Yep.
And then his foreman retired, you know, that used to run his flat work crew.
Yeah.
And he took a liking to my guys and, like, was trying to show us some stuff. And, like, he's an older guy. He's in the 60s, probably poured tons and tons of concrete. He would love this site, but he's just not tech savvy.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean?
Yep.
But his name's Mike Thomas.
Those are some of the most knowledgeable guys. You know what? Those are some of the most knowledgeable guys.
Well, that's what he wanted. He just wanted to share that knowledge with some younger guys. Yeah. I'm serious. Like, you know, and so he worked for this guy for years and years and years, and it came time to retire, so he retired. You know, because that guy started shutting his flat work down. So he took a liking to us and was, like, you know, helping us learn and do some of these things and giving us the opportunity. Because prior to that, I've never been on a rider. I used to do some garage floors with a walk behind. But you know, I told him, I said, hey, man, I really want to learn how to do this. And he kept giving me a shot a little bit at a time.
Let's see. Jim's asking, when you laser screeder, you got a guy mopping, bull floating behind you, or are you leaving?
Yeah, we do.
Yeah,
we do.
And then are you using any bump cutters or anything?
We just started to. We just learned, like, how to properly do it. You know, prior to that, we've got a couple bump cutters, but we never did it. We were, like, a little bit confused, on how to do it.
Okay, so it's still a learning well, we're all still learning, right?
Absolutely. So for sure, you know, we got 5 really strong-minded guys, right? So we all think we know everything,
right?
And we argue about the proper way, but none of us don't know the proper way. So that's why we were taking some of these classes. You know, and I'm like, I seen it on this and I seen it on concrete everything, and I'm showing them videos. And then he's like, well, now that guy told me this in that class, and this guy, you know, so we're learning the best way how like by some professionals.
That's
We did a
awesome.
pour where there's a guy, Bob Simonelli. He was out there actually like managing the pour, and he taught us so much in one day because we didn't know. We literally did not know.
Yeah.
We just, you know, not the proper way.
Wow. That's awesome. Your story, man, is amazing. What I mean, just to where you're at now. So you've done commercial, you've done residential. What's your favorite? I know where the money's at. I know what we're all kind of chasing, but
So
what's your favorite?
I really like when I love the commercial work. It's fun. It's like more exciting, but I really like that feeling you get when some like regular family works hard, saves their money, and gets a project.
Yeah.
And like, they're just like, oh my God, it's so beautiful. Wow. You know, like that. That
Yeah.
to me is like my favorite part in it. It's not
Yep.
financially rewarding, but when a working family saves their money up and gives you that money for a project that you did, and they are 100% satisfied, that I think fills my heart.
Yes, sir. Andrew asks what drives you on a daily basis and days that, man, you just don't want to do it. You just don't want to get up today.
Man, I almost got I'm at a disadvantage there because, you know, I lost those years. And so like I just know that, like, I just asked him for one more chance and he gave it to me. So it's just real easy for me to get up and put one foot in front of the other, knowing that Matt's kids are dependent. Jeff's family's dependent. My brother's family's dependent. These guys are dependent on
Yeah.
me to make sure that we keep going. Like, they got
Yep.
all their eggs in one basket, you know? So I'm
Yep.
right now on the basket, and I'm going to, as long as I got it in me, I'm going to keep going because, you know, he gave me another shot.
Awesome, man. That's good stuff. Let's see. And many more questions here. I think that's it. All right. Anything else you want to add in there, man? You want to talk about it? You want to give any shout outs to anybody?
Oh man, shout out to AJ and Mike for even starting this group, man.
That's it.
I was following your daughter's journey through
Yeah.
Brazilian Jiu Jitsu,
Yeah.
man. The connections that we make here, I just can't express it enough, man. Like, it's just awesome. You know,
It is
it's like a
awesome.
genuine love for this industry. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
And like, just so freely sharing their knowledge. You know, I can't even, you know, get over it. How like warming and welcoming it is, and never beyond a million years, um, you know, that I ever think it was going to go this way. Do you know what I mean? Like,
Yeah,
a
for
huge part
sure.
of it for me is definitely the recovery part of it,
Mm-hmm.
because I know without any of that, none of this is even possible.
Yeah,
And you know, God, it's just never too late to change your life,
that's it,
because
man. And you are a light at the end of the tunnel. At the tunnel, you're a true beacon in our industry, man. So keep doing what you're doing. It's an inspiring story
Rocky, I really appreciate you having me, man.
for sure.
It's been a pleasure, man, and I'm going to keep on and keep on, and I
All right,
hope you do
brother.
too.
I
All
appreciate it, man. And you're doing good, and keep it up. We'll talk to you
right, man.
soon.
Thanks a lot. I'll see you, my bro.